Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling.
Rewind and homecoming promo is here. Now, thanks you guys who all reached out in the DMs, in the Discord. We are going through a Cyclone Alfred. It hasn't hit yet. It's supposed to hit tonight, going into tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll have power tomorrow. So this may be the last video y'all see from me, so keep the prayers up. I do appreciate it. I truly do. Thank you. But we got to talk about Game Changers today. EA did something I didn't think they were going to do. With the Homecoming Rewind, I was unsure if they were going to just make it a complete rewind, so that way the old rewind cards get affected. And that's why I didn't mention it in my Market Monday video this morning. But they did, which is a dub. So I'll be honest with y'all, today, Rewind is looking more of a way to make coins than Game Changers. But nevertheless, Game Changers is still here and Game Changers is still valid. Now, they cooked us. On all these Game Changers, not a single one, maybe outside of Julio, gets good abilities, right? Gold Hammer, yeah, I guess if you want to land a hit stick, could be a good user at 6'2", 220, probably 97 speed on most teams, 99 hit power or whatnot, but you're not going out and chasing the card. We're going to try some rolls in this video, just for the sake of things. You can see I was at like 1.3 this morning. I've already invested in a couple things, so I'll talk about that as well. We also have Chris Paul Jr., I talked about it in this morning's video. This dude was so good. Now, they changed his zone. Yes. Yes, W. It was a 75 zone this morning. They changed it to 90. Probably the new best middle linebacker in the game between him and Lawrence Taylor. Doesn't have high man coverage, so probably better in that regard. But the 90 zone is a W. And I can guarantee that's affected his price too. Obviously, if you pull him B and D, that's an absolute dub. So I assume he's still 400 to 500K. Yep, about 360. Big W. Big W when it comes to that. Now, the set cards, I'll be honest, outside of Julio, they're all ass. Mark Ingram, he's a running back with 96 speed. If you want to look at him, I'll show you. Even me as an Alabama Roll Tide fan, I'm not really thinking about it in terms of picking him up. That's him. Julio, to be honest, he looks very similar to CeeDee Lamb, but he's Julio Jones. It's the reason why he's 450K. He gets cutter gold, but he's Julio Jones. His name value is going to carry him to be that high. So now I just want to check and make sure I'm not tripping or anything. They didn't give him, because I actually haven't looked. I know they gave the cutter gold, but they didn't give him still takeoff silver, which is not bad, but we're still in that realm of silver abilities instead of going up to gold. Kayvon Thibodeau, so many other pass rushers who gets gold quick jump. I wouldn't even think about him. He is fast though. He's very, very fast, but gold duress, blah. Silver quick jump, blah. If I'm being completely honest with y'all. So, nothing in terms of that. And there's Josiah Stewart. I'm not even going to look at Josiah Stewart because I think that it's disrespectful that he even has a card. Right? Let's talk about some investments. I talked about some of this stuff earlier with some of these cards. Because these cards aren't that desirable, these cards aren't being affected as much. Right? Now, receiver market, I can see the legend receivers has gone down. I've seen Corey Coleman at 80K today. Keenan Allen close to 200K. I sold both of those, as I showed y'all yesterday or earlier today, maybe, or even in yesterday's video, at 119 and 260 respectfully, less than 24 hours ago. So if you want to invest in those, they're still two of the best receivers because they get the gold takeoff, and gold takeoff is crazy. So Nick Nash, he did move. He was close to 200K. He's down to 135. Don't really like him as an investment. He will go up. Don't get me wrong. He will go up, but I feel like your capital can be used in other places, if I'm being completely honest. If we continue to look at Walter Nolan, I told you guys this morning, I showed you guys, he was like, what, 150, 160, maybe 170? He's down to 110. If I see him under 100, I will grab him. Just to be, for some reason, defensive tackles always go up in price. It's one of the rare positions. Same thing we're looking at with Warren Sapp. If you see Warren Sapp under 100, maybe even under 90, because he's an older card to Walter Nolan, but he's approaching that territory too. So those two cards I'm looking at when it comes to that. Outside of that, dog, the Game Changers, none of these cards really moved crazy. Like I said, I expected some of these 96s to get down to 60, 50K, and I'm seeing these guys in the mid-60s. So can you make coins on them? I can see Evan Ingram back to 85K. That's only making about, 10K or something like that. I feel like there's other cards that can be invested in. So Game Changers, to me, is not the move today. Just being completely honest, like I said, there are a couple the Walter Nolans, the Warren Sapps that I feel like you can make big bucks on. And at the end of the day, if you see any of these 95s at minimum, you grab them, right? You don't even think twice about them, you grab them. Rewind. Let's talk about Rewind real quick. So if we go to the Rewind, obviously we got our boys. Now, I'm curious if they gave Justin Jefferson gold takeoff, or did he get screwed? Did they stick with what we talked about this morning, or they still gave him that? Damn. Well, by that design, I assume you can see the price difference. There's a reason why Justin Jefferson is $800K and Chase is 1.5. Right? There's a big reason behind that. So that's your 3 cards. Obviously, Jamar Chase gets gold takeoff. That's all you need to know. 97 speed. Burrow gets platinum extender, and then I think it was, what was the other? I'm gonna look at it here anyway. But I heard someone say they tested it and it didn't work. Field general can identify blitzers and cover shells pre-snap. We all know most people are either looping mid-blitz. I don't think it's that hard to identify coverages. But boys, the rewind. I sound like a broken record. The rewind market took a big dump today. I've already gotten several cards at minimum. And I suggest you, if you're going to invest in cards today, you look at them at the minimum. Like I said, I gotten two Joe Thomas or 1 Joe Thomas at minimum. I've gotten a Holliman at minimum. I'm not investing in any of these rewind cards. I can tell you, I like Holliman under 60K. I really do. Like even this Jalen Carter. To me, minimum is 49K here. Look at the next closest Jalen Carter. He's still a very, very good card. I'm taking it. I could flip this right now for 70K and make what, 12K. And look, some of these moves are going to be short-term investments like we talked about, right? They're not all going to be long-term. But to me, that's an absolute W. Now, one underrated investment, and this is probably the investment I've gotten the most out of this drop. If you go to, or just go to rewinds in general, you go to right guard. Now, why am I investing in a right guard? I will explain it to you. The right guard that I'm investing in is Ben Powers. He's only at 95 overall, but I'm getting him at the minimum, in which I'm talking about it. Here's one. Now, reason why I'm investing in him. 1, it's good training, right? 2, it's an offensive line position. At worst, I'm going to be able to sell it for 40K at a later stage. But 3, he's still the 5th or 6th best right guard. And I'm going to show you. Look at all the other ones. The next closest one is 35K, and then it jumps up to 40K. Right? But if we actually, I'm going to have to back out and go back in. When I back out and go back in and I look at the catalog, and I'm just going to click on the right guard. When we click on the right guard, sorry, still going through it. Right guard 1, 230. Right guard 2, 300. Right guard 3, 113, which we don't have that supply anymore. Right guard 4, 120. Right guard 5, 200. Now this guy is the other one. And then you have Ben Powers. So this is a newer one here. I don't expect his supply to be as much as Ben Powers, but at worst, you can lazy sell. He's going for, I'm not taking that chance of flipping him for 81K, but you get my point. So I like Ben Powers at the minimum. I feel like it's a no-brainer because 1, you get cheap training, and 2, you can always sell for 40K. West, because there's no supply of Addison West, he usually is a little bit more expensive. 40K. So if I'm getting Ben Powers at minimum, that means I'm flipping him and getting, that 6K. And I know that 6K doesn't sound like much, but because it's an offensive lineman, that card's going to sell. Right? So I would absolutely be looking at the rewinds and going through and battling through the auction house. Like I'm battling this. I don't know what's going on with my nose, man. Like at first it was my throat. Now it's gone to my sinuses. Pause, by the way, because I know some of y'all out there will say something in regard to that. But so many coins to be made today, boys. I feel like a lot of these cards, if you can get close to minimum in a couple days when we're talking about scheme, spotlight, and then fraternities on the weekend, no one's even going to be thinking about these. And there's a reason why Derwin James was like 200K yesterday, and now he's at 100 today. Which, in the grand scheme of things, Derwin James at 100K isn't that bad. Apologies, boys. I actually got a phone call that my kid's school was closed today, so they're preparing for the good old Cyclone Alfred. But nevertheless, we're still going to talk about this a little bit. I'll worry about that a little bit later. Again, keep me and my family in your prayers. I truly do appreciate that. We're going to try to vibe, try to go through this. But yeah, rewinds today, man. I feel like rewinds today are an absolute fantastic way to make coins. there is so many rewinds that people forgot about. There are actually still good cards. Like I said, Derwin, I actually do like under 100K. I really do. Honestly, if I can get him under instead of at 100K, I would like him even better because he dropped, like I said, 50% overnight. When a card drops 50% overnight, that just doesn't happen, and that card stays at that price. And like statistically and overall wise, he's like the second best strong safety. I love, if you can get Pat Pete at the minimum, I absolutely love him. Loved him back when he was out and loved him then. I've gotten 2 Patrick Surtains at the minimum, so he's a card that's overpriced based on his stats, right? But if you can get Pat Pete as close to 30K as possible, I feel like it's one of the best, because I can see him easy getting up to 50 to 60K, because he is probably the best budget corner in the game when it comes to this. So yeah, man, rewind. This is probably where all my coins are going to go today, if I'm being completely honest, because again, this is a limited supply. We don't get rewinds that often. So, and speaking of a Pat Pete for 30K, damn it, I tried to do it live for the Vine, and we couldn't do it live for the Vine. So damn, I tried, chat. I absolutely tried to do it live. But yeah, man, rewind today, I think it's going to be fantastic. Like I said, I'm probably going to end up blowing all my coins on these rewinds today, just at the prices that I talked to you about. All right, boys, let's talk about packs. There are some packs out there. Obviously, your daily recruit, your game changer basic. They didn't refresh the game changer B&Ds once again. Don't know why. Homecoming rewind pack, 1 at 91 overall, 182. You have a 6% chance at a 97. I'll try one for the culture. One for the culture, unless we go crazy in this one. That's, what, a 95 or 94? I mean, it's always been Powers, right? Obviously, you know, we guaranteed lost like 40K on that, but it could have been worse. It could have been a 91. So I'm going to take that and run. I am not going to open anything else up. You have your boosters. I watched a couple people go into the boosters. I thought about it, but I decided not to at the end of the day. Now, we have our training rewind. This isn't as expensive as you think it is. The problem is you have to hit, right? You have to hit in this. I'm going to stay into my Game Changer B&Ds. Let me go. I have a 97 that I've been holding from the Fraternities promo that I got for 77K. So basically got it at the minimum. You can see a lot of my stuff just sitting here. So I don't want to know if I want to sell him, because I have sold a multiple of him for 100K, and if he's up, I'm probably not gonna quick sell him. Sorry, I'm probably gonna sell him. We can maybe sell this Kyle Vandenbosch unless he's up. If he's up at, you know, close to 100K, again, another one that I got for minimum, he's at 90. Yeah, we'll sell a Kyle Vandenbosch, and we'll go into some game changer rolls and see if we can cook. It's not gonna be a lot of game changer rolls. So you can see I have a lot of cards in my binder, so, and I'm probably gonna have more. So, you know, if the hurricane hits, or not the hurricane, why do I keep saying hurricane? That's the American brain in me. The cyclone hits, you know, we're gonna have stuff just chilling there. So we have our game changer basic pack, 193 B&D, and I also assume, sorry for rambling and going everywhere, you should be able to get another 93 plus from the solos, I believe, if it's done correctly. Or did they not? Okay, so they did update the solos. There's another string, and then you get another 93. These 93s out of the solo has been hitting. I pulled a couple full ones, so I'll probably do that after this video or whatnot. Because I'm going to be home with my kids because school has closed. So, yeah, it's about to go down. It's getting real. But game changer packs, let's get into the basic game changer pack. I still have those points up there left over. We're still holding them, so let's see. Not a big one. That's all right. That's all right. 93. Okay. Now, also, again, there are a couple of budget 95s that are great, right? So I would absolutely still look at, I talked about in this morning's video, look at some of the budget game changers if you want. Sorry, I'm going backwards. If you want, I'll take a look at them real quick. All over the place with all this stuff happening IRL, but we're trying to make it happen slowly but surely. Some of these game changers, 94s and 95s, we'll look at these quickly, and then we'll open up that and we'll get out of here. So I still like, where's he at? I got a couple of Max Clairs for minimum this morning. He's still the best budget tight end in the game. You can see he's at 46. You see him at 30K, don't even think, grab him. right? Even close to that. I think I got one for 33 this morning. There's also a new budget quarterback, Chandler Morris. Now, he was expensive this morning. I think he was like 100K I seen. So he's down to 65. If you see him anywhere in the 40s, grab him, relist him for 70K, collect your coins. Don't even think twice about it. This dude is actually really, really good. With Weeks, I remember a card he had earlier, but 94 speed, 91 finesse move. Gets 92 zone too. So not a bad little budget card. And I guarantee his price is going to reflect so. He's not going to be minimum like 30K. Thought he would be in the mid 40s to 50s. So there are some budget beasts out there. Make sure you have a look at these. You know, like I used the filter, newest Game Changer. If you see a 95 at 35K, you can just grab it and relist it. There's other ones, but obviously this video has gone on too long. So let me just get into the Game Changers. We got about 6 of these packs, and let's see if we can cook. Let's see if we can cook 6 Game Changer packs, and then we'll get out of here. So can we see a big animation? We do not in the first one. It's all right. It's all right. Brady Wilson. Now, I have Jeff Saturday, so Brady Wilson does nothing for me. So the reason why I'm only doing a little bit of this, because most of the cards in here that I want, I have. I would love Julio. Don't get me wrong, but it's a want. It's not a need at this point in time, where I can invest some of these coins. We get a slow one. I can invest in some of these coins into the market. What we got? Laramie Tunsil. Bro hitting that Zaza. I ain't trying to hit that Zaza. But, okay. I feel like we're about to get cooked here. Our Game Changers have been so good, I would say the past 2 or 3 weeks. We were destined to have a bad open. Like, destined to have a bad opening. So, that's it, boys. Appreciate y'all. I'm not really going in terms of the cards. I am going in terms of investing. And I talked about that heavily in this video. So, we came, we saw, we got cooked. It's all good. I'm out. Keep me in my prayers. I'm going to stay safe. If I don't see y'all tomorrow on the video, y'all know what's happening. But as soon as I get power and stuff back, I'll check back in with y'all. I'm out. Deuces.